Good evening.
Good evening. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. What about you?
I'm good as well. Thank you so much for asking. Okay, so let's quickly start your session. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late. I was facing some
Uh,
connectivity issues today.
no, it's okay.
Yes. Okay. So let's quickly start your session. I guess this is the very first time we're meeting.
Yeah.
That's lovely. Okay. So I'm Mantavya and I'm gonna be your tutor for today. Okay. So before we start, can you just quickly introduce yourself? Just a little bit.
Yeah, I will give my introduction, but before that, I must say that your name is, very unique name, Mantavya.
It is.
Very rare and unique name.
Yeah, I get it. Like
And
I still thank my parents every day for that.
really. So
Yeah.
my name is Yogesh.
Mhm.
I am from Raipur, Chhattisgarh, and I am running my own business, footwear wholesale.
That's very nice. Wow. Okay. I'll tell you, I'm also planning to start my own business. So yeah.
Oh, very.
Yeah, that's very nice. Okay.
So
Um
what kind of business you are going to start?
I'm thinking about corrugation right now because my uncle is like my mama is in that kind of field. So I'm trying to get in that field only. The
I didn't
cardboard,
get.
yeah, corrugation, the cardboard boxes and all that.
Oh,
Yeah. So
so
I'm
you are
not,
going to manufacture in the manufacturing field or
no, the trading one.
trading?
Yeah. Like
Good, good.
manufacturing is too hectic, I think.
Yeah.
That's why. Okay. That's very nice. Okay. So tell me, Mr. Yogesh, how can I help you? What are the problems that you face when you're trying to talk in English?
The main problem that I face sometime when I speak with someone,
Mhm.
suddenly I think I feel like a blank. I don't get proper word to construct my sentence.
Mhm.
Even though I won't say that I'm lacking with the vocabulary. I know the plenty of vocabulary, but at the moment I don't get proper word. The which
Mhm.
word should be appropriate. So
I get that. And
this is the reason because the I have done my all schooling and all education from the Hindi medium school.
okay.
Because basically I am not from Raipur. My native place is Datia. It's a very small district of Madhya Pradesh.
Okay.
So after doing my graduation,
Mhm.
I get into my business, so I could not get time for all these things. But now in lockdown, when I found uh, you know, I came to know that Clapingo is an application where we can interact with the people. So I thought, from my childhood, I had a passion about English, and I
That's
was always wanted to be very a good fluent speaker in English. So I thought if I have time, then
why
I
not
should
try it?
why not try. So and
Definitely.
due to the smart tutor like you, I don't know how
Okay.
much I am improving, but I feel that I have some improvement. But still, because the main thing is that I don't get atmosphere and environment where I should speak with the people or interact with the people.
I get it.
Listening
That's
skill and reading, I don't get so much problem in listening and reading.
mhm.
But as far as the
The
concern of
speaking part. Yeah.
speaking part, I'm
Okay.
so now. But I
That's
hope
nice.
that with the help of Clapingo's tutor, I will overcome on this problem also.
Definitely. Definitely you will. If you have like accepted that you will, then definitely you will, right? Okay. Um, okay. You just told me that you anyways know a lot of vocabulary, but when it comes to speaking, then it doesn't come to your mind.
Exactly.
Okay. That's a very major issue,
I
right?
I keep reading, I keep listening
Ah,
podcast and some stand-up comedian shows. I know the idiom, phrasal verb, but the moment that it should be in my mind and
exactly.
I
Yes.
could not recall at the moment.
Exactly.
So
Because look, okay, I'll tell you something very honestly. What happens is usually with 99% of the learners, what happens is that throughout the day you're talking in your mother tongue, right? You're talking in Hindi
Exactly.
or whatever language you speak. And when you like hop onto a clapping session, whenever you have a session, then you have to talk in English, right? So
Exactly.
that transition is very difficult for our mind to go through. That okay, throughout the day we're talking in Hindi and now
Mm.
we'll talk in English. Okay. So it is difficult. Okay. One more thing. Uh what we think about usually is that okay, first of all, at Clapingo, we're working on two different aspects. Okay, we're working at speaking and we're working at communication, about communication also.
Yeah.
Okay. So the communication part, a lot of people think that it just includes speaking, right?
Mm.
That's not true. Like if I give you a newspaper right now, or if a typed up document and I ask you to read it, you'll be very easily able to read it out, right? That's what speaking is. That's not what communication is. Okay.
Mm.
You know about speaking, but you're facing problems with the communication. Okay.
Communication. Yeah.
Exactly. When you have to make conversation with somebody, right? Then you do not have a paper in your
Mm.
hand that you can just read from, right? So that is how should we work upon that? How should we go about that? Okay.
Mm.
First of all, understand the three most important aspects of communication. Okay. It's not just about speaking, it's about listening, understanding, thinking, and then speaking. The fourth part is speaking. Like that's the
Mm.
least important one. It comes in like the least important parts. Okay. So
Okay.
how what happens? Usually, like I'll demonstrate it to you. You'll accept it also. You'll think that this happens also. Okay. Whenever somebody asks you a question, anything. For example, right now I just ask you to introduce yourself, right? So our mind, it starts thinking, right? It starts thinking something.
Exactly.
So it thinks, first of all, it thinks that, okay, I've been asked a question. The second thought is most probably that, okay, Mantavya has asked me a question. Third thing is that, okay, this is the question. And until you reach to the answer, you've already like spoken half of the answer, right?
Exactly.
Well, that's a very big problem. That you're thinking and you're answering, you're speaking, they're not in synchronization. They're not matching at all. So when you start
Exactly.
speaking, it's very like common that you will definitely not have the words and sentences in your mind because you're thinking about something else. How can you have the words to speak the sentence that you want to speak? Right?
Exactly.
What it is. Okay. How should you go about it? Right now, because you just told me that you've started learning during the lockdown and everything, so now that you're learning, now shift like make your mind that you are in the learning process and it's okay to like take some time to think about it. Okay. After that, whenever somebody asks you a question, the first step that you should do is deceive them. Okay, like make them a fool, make them a fool. Trust me, I'm
Mm.
saying this, make them a fool. Okay, I do this like a lot of times. I'll not tell you how,
Mm.
but I do this a lot of times. Okay, you can do it by either take a deep breath.
Mm.
It's cool. There's nothing wrong with taking a deep breath. Okay, you can take a cough. You can just clear your throat. You can just look here or there, whatever you want to do,
Mm.
however you want to deceive them. When you deceive them, what happens is that first of all, you get your mind and your body back in your control.
And we get some time also
Exactly.
to
Exactly. And in that time, do not think about the sentences. Not at all. We don't have to think about the sentences. We just have to think what we're going to speak about. Okay. For example, introduction. Okay. I speak about my name, my age, what do I do, where do I live? I have 4 points prepared. I can speak this, then I can like prepare more points when I'm speaking, while I'm speaking. Okay. So how should you go about it? Now I have 4 points. Okay, my name is Mantavya. I'm 20 years old. I live in Delhi. These are my hobbies. That's all. I have 4 to 5 points prepared, and now I can continue the conversation. Right. Taking a deep breath is a very powerful exercise. I know that seems really easy, but it's not at all easy. It's very difficult to do this stuff. When you actually try to put it to use, you'll see that okay, I'm not able to deceive them. How should I like okay, it will definitely happen. But don't worry, we'll work on that how can you use so much vocabulary that you're learning. Okay. Before we move on, I'll just ask you one more question. You told me that you're listening to podcasts, right?
yeah.
So how do you listen to podcasts? Like what is your procedure of listening to podcasts? How do you do that?
There is only one podcaster, and Ranbir Allahabadia.
Yeah, yeah.
I usually listen to him only. I
Mm-hmm.
just put my earphone on and
Okay. So are you like sitting somewhere, or are you doing your work? What are you doing at that point?
no. When I don't have, I have nothing to do.
Mm-hmm.
See, when I in the night when I throw myself on the bed, then only I start to
Listen
listen
to.
him. Yeah, and
Okay.
sometimes when I am traveling, I am sitting on the backside on the back seat of my car. The driver
Mhm.
is driving, and I listen only when at the moment when I have don't have any work to do. I totally focus on that. I concentrate my all concentration totally on the podcast.
Exactly. That's where we are lacking. Okay, that's a very big mistake. Okay. Okay. At this point where when you're in your when you reach a certain age, like I'm 20 years old right now it is very difficult for me to learn new things.
Mm,
Okay. For example, if I go towards English, something that I've already learned, and try to learn about new techniques, try to learn about new things in it, it will be very difficult for me because I'll have to first of all unlearn all the things that I've learned. You know,
exactly.
that's why it's very difficult for anybody, and anybody who claims this that they can teach your conscious mind, I don't think that you should believe them. Okay, it's very difficult to teach your conscious mind. So instead of focusing on that, focus on your subconscious mind. Okay, the point where we know that it's there, but we never use it. Okay, so what you should do, how you should listen to podcasts is not as active listening, as passive listening. When you are doing some work, for example, you're going for a walk. Okay,
Mm,
put on a podcast, play it, and just like it, you should know that it's in the background. You've
mm,
reached back home, you're having your dinner, put on a podcast, play it in the background. Okay, this will give your mind an English background. I'm not asking you to learn from it, memorize from it, learn new words, nothing
mm.
at all. This is just to give you a background, an environment that you're asking for. Okay, like you said that, like we talked about it in the starting, that throughout the day you're not able to talk to anybody in English. You're
No, no,
using your
the
mother tongue.
the thing that you are telling, I totally agree with that because Mantavya, I have put so much efforts
I know, I
to
get it.
learn for learning English.
Yes.
I have leave no stone unturned. Really, touch what I am telling you. But I sometimes I feel so bad about myself that after putting
You
so
don't
much
have to.
effort,
You don't have to. Look, sometimes this is a hit and trial method thing. We're going to hit something. If it works, it's good. If it doesn't work, it's not good.
mm,
Okay. So this passive listening, it has worked for a lot of people. I know a lot of people who the thing that has worked for them. Okay, this particular thing. It's very true. Like if I ask you, for example, you're running a business right now, right? If I introduce a very new technology to you and say that you should entirely change the course of your business and you should do this, would you accept it easily? Would you want to accept it easily?
exactly.
Nobody would. It doesn't happen because we are so conditioned. Our mind is so preconditioned by the experiences that it's so
Mhm.
difficult to learn from our conscious
We
mind.
don't we don't adopt new things easily. It takes time.
Exactly, exactly. That's very true. Okay, we'll talk about all of this in the ending also. I just want to listen to you talk a little bit. Okay, I promise. Let's start with the conversation just a little bit about the topic. Okay, then we'll definitely talk about the feedback. Cool. Okay. So the today's topic is about technology. That's nice. Technology and
Yeah.
robots, I think. Wow, that's very nice. Okay, I just have one question for you before I even look at the topic. Do you think that after 50 years, robots are going to take over humans? Because I'm very afraid of that.
After 50 years,
Yes,
it is quite possible. See, the age in which we are living now, we are living in a digital world.
definitely.
As I told you that I am running my own business,
Hmm.
and I can see that online business is spoiling offline business. We are
Yes.
facing a very big problem because the technology.
Definitely.
So there are everything. I think everything has some pros and cons.
Mhm. Definitely.
So it is. I am not sure that after 50 years that a robot will take the place of human, but it can be.
It's very
I
much
cannot.
possible.
Yeah, I cannot deny this. See nowadays, I think in medical science, some robotic operation have been started. The
Mhm.
robot are doing operation. So if they can operate a human being, so everything can be done by them.
Exactly. Exactly. I have watched so many movies that I'm very afraid of robots now.
So it can be, it can be possible.
It's definitely possible. That's very okay. According to you, if I ask you, is technology a boon or a bane?
Boon or
A bane. Do you understand boon or
see,
bane?
as I told you, the every
Mhm.
incident or everything has its pros and cons. It's boon
Definitely.
also and bane also. Both are. When I used to study, there was a wonder of science. There was a essay we had to come to write. So
Mhm.
this is the same thing.
Yeah,
Robot also the a kind of wonder of science. It so it has some pros and cons also.
definitely. That's very nice. Okay. So when do you think it's a pro and when do you think it becomes a con?
See, to my point of view,
Mhm.
the if the this situation comes when the robot takes the place of human, I think that will be totally disaster.
Yes,
To my point,
exactly.
I may be wrong.
Mhm.
I'm not sure that everybody should have the same opinion that I'm having, but to my point of view, I think the day when robot will take the, because the unemployment,
Exactly.
that will be the big disaster.
Yes,
When even right now we are facing a big unemployment in our country, when the robot will take place of our, so what will be the situation we can understand.
exactly. That's
And
very
the other and the second thing that I think, see, robot is a machine. Robot is at the end of the day, it is a machine. It will be operated by a human being only. That the software, the kind of software is installed, that will work as per the software only.
yeah,
If if you are flying a plane and there is some kind of disturbance and some technical problem in that plane, you can manipulate
yes,
to the
exactly.
problems. But if the robot is doing that work, how he will handle?
Definitely. Yes. Yes. So you talked about a really good point in with a very good example. You know, this airplane thing, like if I was given the same question that I gave you, I would not have been able to think about this, I guess. That's a very nice example. Okay. Um, Now one question that related to the thing that we were actually talking about. You know, do you think that children adapt to new technology faster than we do?
Yeah, definitely.
Why? Why does it happen?
Because see, as so far as I think, see, if I compare myself with my son,
Hmm.
when I got mobile, I had done my graduation, then I got the mobile only. So it was very hard for me to understand the functions of mobile. And my son, when he was born only, he was 1 year old and he was playing with mobile. So it was nothing new for him. So they have born in the technology. in the world of technology.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that I had seen after 20 years, 25 years, and they are facing the all things, the from his childhood. So it's very simple and very easy to them to adopt the new things, and I think this is the only reason they can learn some whatever new
Exactly.
technologies are coming, so they are most you know they can adopt early than me.
Exactly. That's very true. And because like we talked about this reason, that they're not preconditioned with like they do not have any experiences. Whatever new they see, they think that it's gonna be good. Right. You
Yeah,
like, for example, you were talking that online business is destroying the offline business. But if you ask anybody under the age of 20 or under the age of 18, that what do you prefer, online shopping or offline shopping? They would
they will
definitely
say,
say,
online,
yeah,
definitely.
exactly.
Even sometimes, my son and my wife, they order something from online, so when I come home and see, where did you buy this from? Online. I always say, घर में ही दुश्मन बैठे हुए हैं तो हम किसको बोले. This is the
Yeah,
single
that's
line
very
I
true. Okay, like there's a quote. I do not remember the exact quote, but it's the meaning of the quote is like, if you cannot like fight your enemy, then you should befriend your enemy.
yeah.
Like if you cannot fight technology, then use technology. Yeah. Okay. That's very so. Yeah. Anyways, I'm just suggesting you should definitely try to get into the online business also. That's a good thing nowadays.
Yeah, I
Because
am planning for that. I am planning for that, but it's, I don't know why my mind doesn't, even my heart does not accept this thing. I don't know why, but
look,
we are
it's
the
a big
kind
risk.
of people.
It's a big risk. Like transform. I was working with, as I told you that my mama is in the same field. So I was working with him for a very long time. I've been working since I turned 18. So about 2 years. So I've
I'm
been
sorry.
working.
One thing that is coming in my mind, I want to
Yeah.
share with you, Mantavya.
So
See, if you want to buy a shirt for yourself,
yeah,
you will order online within 2 hours or 3 hours, or within 1 day or 2 day, you will get that shirt.
definitely.
Did you develop any relation with the buyer?
No. Okay.
But if you buy something from offline,
Yes.
you go to the market, you wherever you go, and from wherever you buy that shirt for yourself, you develop a relation with that shopkeeper.
Exactly. That's true. That's very
And
true.
okay, you get married, you get children, and
Hmm.
you have a day off from your work, and your wife says you, let's go outside, and you are going with your family in the market, and all the shutters are down.
Hmm.
How you will feel?
Yeah, definitely. I would not feel. Look.
See,
Okay.
this is the impact.
It definitely
we
is.
will
It
see we will
definitely
see
is.
this kind of impact in the future. Why
I
people will take the
I
shops on the rent? Why they will run their shop?
I totally agree with you. Totally and totally agree with you. I'm not saying that people should shut down their offline businesses and just move to online. But like I've been taking a lot of courses about business. I've been doing those courses. So the one thing that I've learned from every single course, I have done at least 4 to 5 different courses. I'm studying in a business college also. So the one thing that I've learned is that at in this era, if like somebody doesn't uh, get befriended with technology, then they'll be left behind for sure. Like that's the truth, but it's hurtful. Like when online business came into play, I was just a child. I was, I think, 11, 12 years old, and I used to think at that point that now we can shop anything online, but it'll like what will happen to the shops that are there offline if everybody starts shopping online? I used to think at that point of time. So I understand perfectly that running an offline business is very important, but not running an online business, that's something that like you should change, I guess. Like that's my suggestion. That's just my suggestion. I'm not definitely, I cannot say that you should do it, but yeah, like if you look at it, 90% of people nowadays are transforming their business online, and they're expanding
Yeah.
like crazy. And the thing that you were talking about, the customer and the like that relationship, I can list about 4 to 5 companies right now, okay, whom I ordered from online only. And like they always, after sending the product, they always called me. Okay, that did you
Oh,
receive the product? How did you like it? Was it good? Was there any problem? Do you want to replace it? Do you not like it? Do you want to refer anything? Okay, all the customer feedback. So that creates a customer relationship, right? So there are a lot of different ways.
see, when you buy something from a shop,
Yeah.
you interact at the buying your product. When you pay for your product, you
Mhm.
interact with the owner.
Yeah.
Now you are getting call from their employees. You are not directly interacted with the owner. Owner is not going to call you.
That's true. That's very true.
But see, the things are getting transformed in a new way, or so it's good to adopt the new
Yeah,
things.
that's
But
very nice.